We got Lxndi in the building, my dog. How you doing?
Polile,
Pola Sako. Nice to meet you, bro. We were speaking off air because like I got your contacts from a friend, Seema, because she invited us for your listening session. Like say this is land on Friday. Kabin Bamegile and Q was also at work. I was like, yo, you know what? Because we wanted to approach you for Eland. I'm like, okay, cool. Since it was when, I mean, it's easy that way, you know. But yeah, I'm glad that you made it to the dungeon, my dog. And also, because Utuyamazu Seema, where do you know her from?
Oh, Seema, she hit me up like a couple of years, maybe like just over 3 years ago. And then, the interview, True FM. Yeah, and then I pulled up, and then from there we've just been in contact. And coming get festivals, and because we better ways of host. She's an MC. Yeah, well, so we'll see like Gqeberha festivals and all that. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a good communication.
Sweet. So you said even you think she looks familiar from Milan in high school derby days. Bukela
a PSN.
Oh, another PSN brawl in the building. We started with Fabi, another one now. Exactly. Nah, that's fire,
PSN
bro.
PSN represent. Yeah, the green and black.
The green and black.
Yeah, bro. Accent,
Did you play rugby?
Yeah, of course. How can I go to PSN and not play rugby?
Okay, cool. In Nandi, how did you not make it to like a professional level? Injuries?
Nah, not really.
No, my knee, bro. Like,
okay, John, injury. But I played like provincial rugby, in Grand Como. When I got to matric, I couldn't really, in COVID, I was like the COVID matriculant. So we played like 2 matches, the first team, and then I was like, oh, pelili career, because I really believe like there wouldn't be any rugby being played after that. I believed that. But anyways, I think the main thing rugby is because COVID hit, and then it was like 2 years of no sport on my end. Still, I stayed in the gym. I stayed in shape. I stayed born. I couldn't really get back. I couldn't really get back the momentum. As soon as I came twice sport must pin a. And then at that time, I had already taken the whole TikTok route. I had already built platforms with the content creation. The music was starting to take off.
Take off as well.
The rugby, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. It's not a conscious decision that I took, but yeah.
Also, because I know you from TikTok and content creation from then on. Were you pushing music and TikTok simultaneously?
Yeah, because the music thing, like me rapping, I started when I was 15 to like record my first song. So it was before I even knew TikTok. I used to think TikTok was like for girls. I used to think TikTok was like it's a dances and that time.
I thought it was corny.
It was corny, bro. So I was like, I no TikTok and for no teta. But then this one bro was like, because we were also doing theater like in high school. I would like write plays and act and all that just for fun, like in my extra time, because I was like a rugby freak, always in the field, always at the gym. So to like take my mind off of all of that,
steam,
I'd like go on stage and then would write plays like inter-house, one-act plays. There's always just to cool down. And then this one bro, Tain Josh, shout out Tain, was like, Yela, why don't you just start a TikTok account, bro? I was like, actually, let me try it. And then like my first 2 videos already started going viral. And I never looked back since then. And then I would also display my other talents, like rapping and all of that. And then, it started building from there.
So as far as high school is concerned, if I had to bump befunda now, like, hey, yo, Lxndi, what is the first thing that come into mind? Is it rugby? Is it being cool? Is it rapping? What is it?
Yeah. as a like even like before the whole like fame or clout thing, I was already popular as like for Iraq.
Easy,
I'm not even joking, bro. Like Iraqas, like no bam mhlawumbe ngokusendifunda grade 10. Not like then ngumshita nje uzipholeleyo kufika grade 8 twa wa nangu no I was like abo ezintwana zifike last week zinazelapha kuthiwa hayi sivile ngawo fethu we can't wait until the derby days no sivile bomnandi rugby no it's like okay. And then yeah, another thing captain like from under 14 yotsha until first team ndafika ku first team junior. And then ndabi captain only then, but ndandibona ndandizizi abantu forefront ndandizizi azibaselekayo balemba come on let's go to war.
Yeah, let's go to war, right? Fuck your shoulder. Yeah,
I need you to leave it all out there. Do it for the badge, yeah. That is it. That's
fire.
So Ibras knew me for like on the field. I was those guys who really put on a show.
So in your friend group, are you the guy who exists with the locker room energy? Are you like the guy who
yeah?
Okay, do you have like you've chilled off from that now?
Yeah, I think I'm way more chilled, but I would say I carry the discipline amongst the Oaks. I don't just let anything pass by. With anything when it comes to it's not about it's like even
you like strict.
Yeah, I take a decision. Yo, Haaland, overthink to myself. It's like low price. For anything is about the consequences. It's a price. This is order. Yeah. So it's I'm like that type of guy in the friend group.
Yeah.
Like even now, but I'm more chilled now.
I think now I'm ashamed. Before I became this loose, I don't know what happened, bruh. Something's in the water up here by. But a couple of years back, I've been the like get time. Like that was like I know time because of like I'm like nah, bro. Like why are we doing that? Like why should we come on and so it's always cool to have that one person in the friend group that's like that. Just for a balance nje. As got was a loose cannon song for
even glowy, but I've always been the bra who's gonna drive upon you. Even till this day. You can count on because and yaniteka because even umshito's in the motor. If he wants to have fun, so they are land the tata mosikari motors bana warfit. Go have fun.
I don't want like that's giving another brute too much power. What if he feels like akabambanga ngokuthina sifuna operating the mashita masambeni ndimaqhubayo. And it's like you have to wait for land, you know.
You
have the keys, literally, dog. It's like, gents. But yeah, no, dog. That's fire. So let's go post high school. Because can we realize like a couple of years back, maybe 2-3 years back, because I've seen your work for some time, right?
Exactly.
Why were you there?
So after high school, I took a gap year.
Sure.
I somehow convinced a black mother that I deserve a gap year.
Yeah.
Boy, the whole COVID thing, took a toll on me. I lost my dad in matric.
Condolences, my brother.
Away, shout out. So after Yongelondo, boy, that kind of hit me mentally. I was like, hey, you know what? I need to like chillax and really think, what is it that I want to do with my life? Because it doesn't help. Your food, go fumaniseke ngoku andisafundeli mna nefuture yam ndifundela into efunwa ngumzali nepressure esuka bone from because abazali bayifeel i-peer pressure yabazali yoba umntana wakho ufunda ntoni ufunda ntoni umntana wakho yabo ufunda ntoni uzawugqiba nini ugrade ka grade as a way. So I was like, I know fungendiyile varsity no matter what route I want to take. Sure. So yeah, I took a gap year.
Sure.
Just chilled. And then halfway, I think, through my gap year, I realized, okay, let me go study drama. Let me go study film, theater, directing, acting, writing, as I was born. I was like, yeah, let me go do that. And that's a route that I got from TikTok, obviously, born being a content creator. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I would enjoy doing. And I went to TUKS in Pretoria, University of Pretoria. And yeah, my degree took me 3 years. I did it in record time.
In record time,
So yeah, I was there. No by law, I'm not from here in PE. I was there in Pretoria, and that's when I was born shooting my music video. Okay, not music videos, but like snippets and all of that.
All of that
how
stuff,
I would push my music, how I would push my content. I would use the scenery. Pretoria is a very beautiful place. It's very similar to.
I was gonna say that it's the closest thing to Ipai, even like culturally as well.
Exactly.
Even though like outside of the culture, like lendo baba nelingo.
Yeah.
But nabaxhosa maninzi pha.
Yeah, man.
Weirdly enough, so Pretoria actually resembles Ilendo Ipai.
Yeah, it's like a PE with a little bit more like a Kolwandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks.
Yeah.
But I feel at home on the Pretoria.
Well, shala people Hatfield.
Apo students.
You ran through them now.
Anyone. Eh?
You ran through them.
Ran through what?
Them.
Athletics and nonsense at the time. So,
okay. So it's sports. Your injuries were like very permanent at that time.
But Ubabu's and Bennett Street. Anyone who stayed in Pretoria, well, Hatfield specifically, knows Bennett Street. So yeah, I'm a Ndoni. I don't want to say product, but not a victim either, but Dandy Sepenet, I know what goes on there. In fact, my source that I have now, and is in Pipai, this is Pretoria. I can't even lie. Pretoria put me on game. Yeah, it's
damn,
very dope.
I don't like what you're saying, because my Pretoria niggas are gonna think now they too cooler than us.
They're not.
They not.
Do you know what? Because bro, when we get there, everyone, even the maidies, want to sound like a Xhosa. Oh, okay, kesana kaloko. But I feel like that's a whole country thing. Like, if you go across South Africa, they really mess with Xhosa people. They act like they hate us locally.
They have a love and hate relationship with Xhosa people.
So as much as I got sauce, they also are.
They got sauce. They got sauce.
It's these basfumen
You know, also just to go back and speak about the Hatfield. The Hatfield is like one of like the few places I've been at ever in my life where I've seen amacheri abetwengegqutu who are like tens, like literally at the same place. And also, like, because I stayed in CBD, I stayed in Oakland, I stayed in, not Bram, but Marshalltown.
Okay.
But Bram, yeah. So, Bram, it's hectic when it comes to imedi. Of course, universities nendawo zofunda zininzi, so of course that means more students are around there, and Wits UJ is around there, and then there's like about Damlin Rosebank after, so isugile. But the only difference with the Hatfield, you would see a friend group of a mix. So let's say, for instance, you would see Abraham, banana by three, one's Twana, one's Sutu, Ndondo, they're all like clinical. But what you would see in the Hatfield dog, you see like a white Han with an Indian one, and with the Xhosa one, and with the color
and a Tswana.
And the color of I was like, this place is like, this is different gravy, bro. This is different gravy. Isugile. I remember this one time, dog, because I used to like shop at the Pick and Pay at Rosebank College and Wits. Hey, I pana nanibhatyaza sometimes, like my last coins Q mhlawumbe nobambi means nezo wezimbalo iwezi ngathi serious ba mna nami ufuna ulasta inyanga. I see Honey's behind me, nigga. I'm coming back with Doritos and like fucking yogurts and shit. This sola kan boom by you.
Yeah, ngegrocery yakho
ubuzole. But there's no way I could have like
uyothenga unqeyoyo awuphuma ngokupuma ngento ezimnandi fendini phuma snacks
So I decided like I'm never gonna shop there because of like the pressure too much. But things across but yeah. But that's fire, dog. So let's talk about like now you start taking a rap serious, and also as far as Pretoria is not in Joburg, but in terms of the industry, Pretoria has its own industry as well.
For sure.
So like, what are some of the spots that you were like getting into and tapping into in terms of Pretoria? Were you traveling to Joburg quite a lot since you were like a rap artist, like for recording and also PR stuff and also networking as well?
Okay, yeah, that's like a tenfold question.
It's loaded, yeah.
I would say you're right. Pretoria does have it is its own creative hub, and that's what actually attracted me to Pretoria more than Jersey, because and Joburg is like so fast and all, whereas Pretoria there's like a balance. If you want to be at peace and you want nothing to do with the chaos, there's no pressure be outside like when you're in Joburg. Whereas not whereas. So Lando being okay, I can be level-headed, and then when I want to be outside or perform and I can go do that. And in terms of like recording and all of that, I don't want to lie, bro. Gatekeeping is a real thing. Like if you don't have your own equipment and all that, you don't really get to interact with the guys who are in the industry. Yeah, well, so I've always been an outcast. Napina, even I feel like I still am an outcast. Yeah, well, so to me, the fact that Pretoria has its own industry didn't really benefit me in any way. What really benefited me was making friends and networking with the guys. And most of the guys who were welcoming me were the guys from Joburg. Yeah, well, shout out to all Bigger Beats. They guys welcomed me with open arms. So record apatalans doing yabo. Kanye masame so shooter. Yeah, well, so it's those guys. It's mostly the Joburg guys. Even though Pretoria has its own movement. Yeah, well, Omochin, if I'm saying it properly. Yeah, well, even folk, Kanobani, these are brews that I was just bumping into regularly. Or words, or Gqeberha. Yeah, well, based pana, even though they're coming from all across. Yeah, well, even Uris, you guys have Dibana no Uris, so no play,
all these guys, yeah.
Paste the chosen, but we ain't the PTA. Yeah, well, so. Man is away, but mostly it's the Joburg side. I would be in Bram, Maboneng, be in those regions. Like that's where creativity. I was able to access my side of creativity and not just consume it from an outsider's perspective. But I think I needed that time to sit back and watch. Okay, move okay, zitizin, okay, resources, fumanega apa, ezaways nje. So it was a bit of a balance in both, but I would mostly travel to Joburg in order to get to record and shoot and all of that thing.
Also, because I used to rap as well, and fortunately and unfortunately, I just lost the sauce, bro. No. I'll explain now. Okay. The reason why I quit, so it's because of resources and the gatekeeping you're speaking about. I almost got back because of 2021. I applied for, because my friends were like, hey, I'm last sports in, put me on. And then I went through with that. And then I got into like top 30, and then I got into like top 20. We did the performances, glass sports scene, in Santon. Right? And that year, who won that year? It was Mama. This
Holy
chick
Alpha.
From Holy Alpha, and it was like, what we know, Holy Alpha, no Pretty Prince,
Cape Town.
No Cape Town, yeah. What we know, born and Babekwi, Kindondo, and then like for the finals they came through. But I was already out.
Do you know how many times I've tried to enter that thing? No.
Like also now I'm understand how because of what I did, because I had no music on the internet. I literally took all like ingomazam because of submit the link, because I thought you were just gonna email the songs. Cause submit the link. So I took all the stuff I've recorded. Some were old, some were new, but fortunately, Champagne Port was Puma, so I had like a freestyle of that, and I had a different one as well. So that is a way, that's for SoundCloud. So I had 6 songs. Then I submitted the link. After I submitted the link, I got a call, and like weirdly enough, during that time, one of my best friends, Uluvuyo Pelu, was part of the competition in 947. So so ufikele kum basiya kwi-finals zakhe yabo kwi-top 5, and then they announced, we in Monte Casino, they announced he's lost. While that's happening, I get a call from Mike. Hey, Atengos, is this you? No, you've been shortlisted for this. Now I'm even scared to tell my bro right now, like, hey, my dog, because like it's not a happy moment. But to make the long story short, I quit because of resources in Nizutile. But when I initially started, I used to record with Peter Bruce. I don't tell you, I've met him 2 times, I think. But I used to record. The actor? No. Tyson Cybertelli. I used to record with Amaji. That was Seaside, Centurion side. Okay. About Doshi. He now has Umatlamin. Now Umatlamin, he's left the hip hop, but it was the guys then. And remember that time, Nangala era, Yamgalogibila era, the Big Hash was like coming through heavy. 808X and Abo 808 Sally as well. Like the south of Joburg, then but so it was that time. So when I got there, I was fortunate. Like, I'm actually 2 weeks at Joburg because I was at sound school. I bumped into Cat. Cat's like, hey dog, you record. I'm like, he plays me beats his I'm like, okay, he's fire. And they're already working with Mike, No Banba, and I started like recording with those guys. But it goes to that nigga betrayed me because we recorded the tape. Now we at the we listening party ka J Molly. Remember J Molly was huge at the time. Exactly. But they were just playing music. I'm hearing my beat. Unokana is performing a song. And this guy told me his laptop crashed, so he couldn't find Nindun. So I was like, you know what? If I can't find, because I can't make beats. So if I can't find a nigga that's as dope as this cat, I'm not going to make music. From then on, I quit. I struggled to find like dope producers and dope space. Like, you know what? Dog, let's focus on this radio shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why.
In other words, Wonga shy. You weren't really hungry enough for the rap.
This nigga, look at this nigga saying.
Nah, I'm just saying. It's okay to be honest. Same with me and the rugby. I lost the hunger.
Okay, maybe it's that.
Even though I would die for rugby at some point. But I lost the hunger.
Maybe it's that. But yeah, you know, like Stogie told me I'm dope, bro, because he was part of the panel. I was like, well, nigga, you sick. So
and from 16 after
after dog, yeah. No, I got you. So yeah, man. I hear like that was because one was about me. This is not about me, but yeah. And I hear Lendo Yako resources like fully. I hear Lendo Yako resources fully. So one thing I've realized then, Gao, because when I started seeing you pushing the rap thing, you know, as a rapper, you need to have like that cool demeanor and not be too accessible on the net or whatever. Like, what pushed you not to push away your content as much as you did?
Okay, let me be straight up honest. I lost my phone.
Nalahlekelwa phone. Boleke phone for record.
Nalahlekelwa phone lewe beniringa mosbandi driver xa nihamba nebras. So one of my bros was drunk, sitting next to me. We were playing Pop Smoke. Kiko any track on for the night, la track. No. But I'm always right.
Yeah, they went away.
Said I know what to do. And it was bumping, yo. Yeah. Like, whoa, I beg your pants, live vibe that cool, but that way. Nikum da na my phone, hela fit. Kafiturize man, boy, and yeah, what to do? Yeah, Viturize and Yangum da now. Yeah, I'm bikar. As fika po siya corner, yo, sfike tavern, yo. And we park outside. I'm like, I this one game, I'm not papras. Yeah, once and Linda up Karin, Pras Nyanze Keke, so Gwenza low is way answer. And then I'm like, okay, man, relax. Kupifonia, phone. Boy, phone ya, me go pra. Pume pangela pra phone ya. Ipi. Oh, mnanam. Ay, kukum. And I ngili phone just like that. They kangelana incama bra. Say kangelana ufika kwethu endlini. Say kangela qona bendisi yapi. That time, bro, I've got brand deals. I had like 2 brands. No, 3 brands that were like waiting. We were doing like a back and forth. I was doing content for them. It's like my prime content creation days. Like, I'm confident enough to say I was like top content creator in South Africa at that time.
Yeah.
I was running TikTok. No one could touch me.
I remember.
Lahleki phone, teeny. I went rock bottom, bro. My mental health just dipped and all that. I took it as a break, way. Rethinking by, hey, who's it? When's it gonna started asking us questions about way. I think I took it too deep than it actually was, but yeah. I'm grateful that I did, because I think it taught me a lot of things also. It taught me to separate myself from the whole digital world and all that, and not to see myself as who people see me as. Yeah, well. So it's a lot of those things that were like going on in my mind, and then eventually
this nigga thinking too deep, like separate myself. Funny, when brand deals as he three up.
Zimgile nje. Yima, zimgile brand deals.
Things were valid at the time, bro.
Zimgile brand deals. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They gone. These guys were like, when you work with a brand like nanenzo mzekelo uspana no Volkswagen funa video yakhe next week Monday yakutacha awunayo video ya emaila wena ufake star bana, listen, I can't get your video to you now. I lost my phone. Like ungibani funa ungilandi njani ungabi na phone.
Tindo uswa kanje.
Yabo, so bone
the timing.
It's weird.
It's weird.
The timing was weird, bro.
Yeah, well, so yeah.
I mean, like it just shapes to you about like the devices which we have within the age which we're living in. There's a very thin line between making it and really fucking it up. When the device is there, tied down to your abilities and what you can actually put out there, it's magic. The moment that device gets taken away, that's why like I always say, when like my greatest fear is the crash of the internet.
Exactly.
It was like for him, he got taken off the internet. He's fallen off the grid, abseko trace at all.
It's basically like they cut my mouth off.
And of which like for artists, I'm always saying like I really appreciate artists. I like the video which we were just playing just now. EP. Very dope video which ties down to like uyaziwa on the ground. It's very important. If the internet crashes, you've got your people on the ground.
Exactly.
But anyway,
that's and to speak on that. The first point that bro made is phone nowadays is not just a device of hello, goodbye, send SMS, please call me. There's a lot more you can do. There's a Hollywood movie that was shot on a cell phone. So think about that.
Think about that, bro.
Think about that. So losing my cell phone was me losing my bread. And at that time I was on a roll, so it's something that it took me like 6 months to really like get back from that. And by the time I was getting back, I had lost the momentum of the content creation. However, the street creds were still there. People were nagging me, like I would go Gqeberha petrol, bra. Buddha company 200 unleaded.
Wait, this nigga, you were driving in varsity.
Yeah, but not my own car.
Yeah, but still, bro, like, yeah. This thing I had it nice.
No, guys, you are outside clubs, dog. It's like, hey, funny. I can get no Uber. Yeah, for my neighbor drive. Still had it nice. Mobile, but
yeah. So it's like things like that, man. It really got to me. But eventually, I realized, as you said, like, I might have been wiped off, my access to the internet might have been gone, but what I did there cannot be undone. And I really needed to understand that, like, I did what I did, it can't be undone. What's the way forward from here? Stop sulking over spilled milk, like that's just what it is now. What's the way forward? And then that's when I was like, you know what? When the first video I ever posted on TikTok was a song of mine called Capping. It's on SoundCloud. I made that song when I was 15. I dropped it when I was around 17 or so. So I went back to those thoughts of Kakade. It was about them tool. In the first thing, born in the first place. So I was like, you know what? Rebrand nyana. Yeah, well, and I didn't like also the fact that when I was doing the whole comedy skits and all that, okay, when's the next video coming? Like, fire song. When's the next skit coming? So, I felt like there was an imbalance on the appreciation of the art. Yeah. I feel like now it's like, okay, sure, if ndiyafuna drop a skit, I'm not gonna do that yet. I want to get to a certain point first with the music. So basically, to get back to your question, it's the rebranding that had to happen. It wasn't intentional. It only became intentional when I saw, okay, maybe this is what God wants in my life. Now,
after you said through
this is what He was teaching me, yeah, well, in the isolation, no internet, there's always, yeah. And then came back with the music with a clear mind. Yeah, well. So this is how I'm approaching it now. Yeah, but I'm still using the platform. The platform is there. It will never be until the end of the internet.
Yeah, that's fire. So let's talk about now your transition from Pretoria.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're like, okay, cool, let me go home and hustle that side, or is it a thing of like temporary and don't but okay, let me touch down at home, make some impact that side, and then I'll. What's the story now?
Yeah, another heavy one, because Ndoni, what I've realized about PE is that people really overlook it. Yeah, well, including PE itself. PE does not realize, Gqeberha does not realize how much potential they have. You know, they don't realize we even have the resources. Me and you are shooting a podcast right now. Like shooting podcast. Do you know how many thousands of people can't even imagine a podcast in PE right now as we're shooting it? Because they don't see in the final podcast by Bonella a Joburg, ko podcast and chill by Bonella America. Yeah, well, it's just something that simple. So me coming back up at Gqeberha, I'm here to say, bana, nathi siyakwazi uyenza. Firstly, we've got the talent. Yeah, well, I don't mean it to be cocky when I say ndinswembu, but nam disuka amongst nina, nam dandike kule ndawo ibras ezifuna urepa zikuyo. So ndizozibonisa ngokuba bras sisonke kule way. Let's create our own economy, our own industry. Yeah, we don't have to export. Look at all the biggest artists to come out of PE. All of them fly to Jersey. All of them, or they go to Cape Town. Why? PE doesn't support. They're sleeping. They don't see. And the guys who are doing events, they don't book us. Even me, I don't get booked. And I stopped now because I saw, okay, ibras ziyandazi bandintswemu. Zandazi, but azinfuni kwi-platforms azo. So what do? You build your own platform, and then you teach others how to build their own platforms, and then you go with the collaboration. Yeah, well, you don't seek validation, you create value, and when you create value, you attract people, you attract other creatives, you attract investors, you attract. That's how an industry builds. So that's why I came here to a buy. Uzokwenza lono. The way forward, mna ndingulo director nguThixo. I go by what God tells me to do. And in this season, this is what I'm doing now.
This is what you're doing.
Next season, this is our born. What that holds.
You see what you just touched on there is a great point, but at the same time, what then happens to the individual, it builds some sort of resentment to where they come from. So I'm like, guys, I'm dope. Can you see what I'm doing out here?
Exactly.
Yeah, you do, but like we CPs, man. Yeah, well, exactly. You try again. They don't see it. You decide, but okay, cool, I'll push whatever way I push that side. When you dope that side, now when the people from here on the ground start hollering, now because it is in Mendicor, and they're like, y'all niggas, I was trying to preach to y'all like what we do over here.
Yeah.
Eating a little, and that's what creates it. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, even you can correct me if I'm wrong, that creates individualism when it comes to Gqeberha creatives, where it's like, dog, I had to get it off the mat. Like, I don't go a sport here in Gqeberha for me to come on Dondon. Like, Adult Love doesn't come to Gqeberha and does his indo as Dondon.
And that's what I'm talking about, is Ibras feel like, listen, I earned where I'm at now, so don't feel entitled for me to offer my platform to you. And that's understandable. There's no you shouldn't be resentful about that. No one is entitled to offering you their platform, because everyone had to start off or build off the ground. Even if you come from a rich family, in a place like Ipai, you need to understand how things actually work and build from the ground.
You need to graft.
So where I'm getting at is, personally, I've taken it upon myself to sacrifice a certain aspect, maybe the acceleration of my career, to be like, ndifuna uzobuilda up noba iphelele phi lona ndibuildayo andiyazi bizawuphelela phi, but I have goals for Ipai to be like, because uLandi wenza into ethile nento ethile, nam as a creative yalapha eBhayi ndingayenza into ethile nento ethile. Yeah, so it's all about the inspiration, and I'm open. I work with artists even if you don't have like the biggest following, even when it's talent and I see the hunger and the willingness. Let's work.
You know, like my mind shifted, dog, when there's a friend of mine called Fuego Sintana. He's also based in Pretoria. He raps. There's this one time, because we used to run a blog with my other friend, Usia. He runs SA Hip Hop. So it's like, because I was in radio, so I was like, he was the internet, I was the radio plug.
Exactly.
So njengoba sisipana sonke Fuego, we start working with Fuego quite closely, and then Fuego invites us to like a festival ayenzayo in Kroonstad.
Exactly.
We go to Kroonstad. He does like a festival in a spot. Like, I'm trying to think of a spot. This is a song. Where you from, Kaslak?
So I grew up in a farm most of like my life.
I was a farmer.
No, but it's actually outside of Ipai. If you have Van Stanen's Bridge, there's like a farmer called the Ethoniel just after that. Pangase Woodridge, if you're Saziskel. But anyways, I would say Yolona Kasin Lazi Yapepai.
This nigga saying Motherwell. My city, and to a stadium.
Yeah.
Okanye a shovel, a peace park. A sport is fun and a club. So I'm created a concert there, dog. Wapugisha, like the big artists were like Gqeberha, him, because he's quite big in his city, and Mesh Beats, yeah. So, like performer talk, I saw people were singing along to Ingoma Zake and Nilanyamajita, a local par, and this nigga sold out East Ilendo, like in that fun in the Peace Park or NU2 Stadium, dogs. Like, then pan like handling a tickets. I'm like, this nigga copped 4K Lendo capacity. Enga song ban. Yeah, but like of course there's a benefit by Pukishu Gqeberha. I was like, you know what? Because he's also still based there. I'm like, Lamjita Huban, we are a Gauteng to go and work, and then he comes back home and he's still able to craft him. And I'm saying all of these as those needs about fair to PE, we need to have la base that people from Cape Town have, some people from Bloem have, or some people from Pretoria will have, where it's like, dog, I'm here first, like I'm a Gqeberha dude first, or like a rapper from Gqeberha than more than anything else. Ingabi into secondarily.
Yeah, exactly.
So hey, dog, but
so it's also that mindset, man. Also like that mindset, that delusion, yobana, you can do and achieve whatever. You know about OP in this world. It's not about being in Joburg for the resources.
For proximity. My man, have you experienced this? Because what I've experienced as well, Q, at some points in my life, right, where you would find, I'm realizing I'm close and I'm also a rapper. I'm like, hey, Lxndi, grand. Oh, yeah, dog, I'm nice. So how you doing? I'm a fair to that rap. Oh yeah, dog, where's your leg? Yeah, okay, this guy is like creating the divide already. Like that because who don't want you to have the excess kubo. Like I just knew it. Like I remember like multiple times I'm like, I'm like, Kaka, the Kaka, the Villa from Kamlangulandile, like, why are you doing this? Yeah, the type shit, and can pin and he realized again was like, oh, niggas is creating that divide because when you speak it's closer because of Eva was a nigga when because they are separated from the wrong and city land. After when you stage the land, and then now a relationship is built based on just like that sheer connection of
you stick out like a sore thumb.
Exactly. So yeah, man, I love what you're doing for the Bay, and I see it's a wave. How do you bump into fire actually?
Whoa, Taviero Mgolo, oh big brother.
Where's no two, man? I know about it's like Gqeberha. One's from Dispatch, one's from like Thornhill, the farms. But
bye, I'm a pioneer. So Tafaya, the first time Tibanano Tafaya, I'm a huge fan. I'm in high school, itabi thing, mostly match in the winile. Bochiskela saka, food Daniel Pinar. Yo, Tafaya. Tala na kwabaza zandwana Daniel Pinar. Funiyazi londo. But anyways, it was derby day. I just played a match. What Lxndi City? What nangu Alex? Buda celu foto. Sa foto njani. Sakubonisa la picture yo Gqeberha pa ani picture mnu Tafaya ngambache.
Please send it to us. We'll put it up here.
Yo zanbulala.
Maboma gatita.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the first time I met him, and he doesn't even remember that interaction. Tafaya, I think, was on Bonage probably from the skits, but we only really started speaking when I was like pushing the music, like proper with Slate. Yeah, well, no Lou. I think usibone mhlambe kwezi videos zethu, but then mhlambe simane sihlangana kwindawo ezifana nemigidi nento eyazi mosibhayi one room. So ufumaniseka ba mhlambe family enomgidi ethile naye mhlambe yazalana okanye family friend phana then dibane naye kuseta fir wo hayi la nasincanywa sponsor sakho bhuda ekuselanze hana bhuda hana nami nasincanywa la sponsor sakho ntoni yela funga singene studio bhuda hayi nyanta la nyala lanzi no and then Zapele goes ringer from Pa. I think we exchanged numbers at this one mgidi. And then Tafir wangene studio no Slate. Abaga drop ile ngoma kwenye ngoma mfuna like how have
like bro
Tafaya dropping ngoma
I bumped into that
ingoma Tafaya.
Like I bumped into that nigga because of Mnadi Ingon Yamba Kumakwalas because like remember when that video trended Gaslight. So Mzu was like, hey Umakwalas I got because we used to we used to like that video. So I was in NMU this one time. I bumped into him and then we speak. Yeah man, and I realized Gog was pushy lento with the other podcast niggas. Yeah. Push up I'm like, hey man, if no at your rap. I'm like, yeah man talk. No, we're fine, and I'm like, dog, just drop the song, bro. Like, but I used to love that song.
It's annoying, bro. But yeah, so Benza la track, yeah. And now a week before Benza la track, I'm gonna tell the story. I don't think I've even told him or reminded him, but he put a selling alabina boy. Ayo tibana nayo Tafaya boba wa ela Tafir man Tafir man funa sispan yena bakuye engqondweni unalawe ba wo le chepu landile iya rap yabo unalawe bana yila funa senze track mina nalawe bana wo Tafaya ungcolile kwiskits yabo mina ndifuna ukwenza iskit nayo Tafaya yena ufuna ukwenza umculo nami so ndimdatha ke ngalawe ba Tafaya man funa senze iskit yo atutafaya nanam masingenza isigidi man singaba work eso sigidi masenze itrack yona iqona bone like nilawe babuwa yela so Tafaya icinga like work izigidi zami bone nilawe babuwa nenge next week wenze track no Slate nendoni iqona buwa yela hayi misuzu
ima lo ngoma ayenguleli sisando iculo.
Yeah, you're Lena ayenza no Slate.
That's fine.
Mna I only like really started speaking properly with Utafaya a year after that, which was 2023 or 2024. Yeah, well, I think it was last year. So satibana ngoko kulo ndawo kulo mgidi, and then saphina saringa ke for a while, and then ke ngoku and satibana kanjani kuze nilibele saphina nicinge, but saphina satibana ke ngoku kahle ke ngoku dake after nitibene naye ngoku ndambama ke ukuba Tafai andizokuyeka singaspananga. And then what I did, I killed 2 birds, 1 stone. Then the skit, the music video, and that way he gets to be part of the music, but at the same time, I'm accommodator in a way that he flourishes the best, which is his skit. That's why I like EP music video. I wrote that skit. I wrote and directed both of the skits that are in the music video. You'll see at the start and at the end, and I co-directed the actual music video with my videographer Mwango. Shout out to Mwango.
Shouts to Mwango. He's nice. He's nice with it.
He's a genius.
He's nice with it. Exactly.
Yeah, namtacha ngalawe Utafaya ba yela tafir nanzi project nayo ndoni yenyani pura ya open bona qona exe. And from there on bona is basically my big brother now, which is hilarious because people always said yes, yafana is yo like fire. Yeah, okay, so
that pun is not intended, yeah.
Yeah, go big bro, Tafir.
Nah, that's
to all of us. To me, Slate Lou. Yeah.
Nah, that's fire, bro. That's fire. Hey, I always say this, and it's not intended. Like it's not fire. A pun, yeah.
That is.
So, Uled Tafai, since we calling him out, call him out as well. Yeah, he must drop a track. That song, and it also needs to show up on the pod as well. I wasn't even call me.
Tafir is up with it. Uza futhi like ayizizwe zapraz
yeah. But you know what? Now holistically, what I really love about Cookie Wave, whether it's intentional or unintentional way, abantu abane influence like yourself, Utafaya. I see UCSA is based here. Uskelem Naya was in Joburg for a couple of years. He's back here. I see Uli Ngaba. He's here. So I'm seeing a whole lot of creatives being their side, which also was one of the things I had to reconfigure, and I had the conversation with those girls, which we'll record, I think Oms, but and this was also like prompted by Landoga Tikwala, Will Tikwala. I was like, no, bro, I'm not gonna move from Cape Town. Like, I'll go to Joburg and work, and then come back home. If you need, like, I'll create enough value for you guys to book me out so I can go there and so that's a good thing to see that there's like we are more abantu epiphany that we all have. Well, for me it wasn't an epiphany. Life happened, so I had to move back home. But do
you know where that actually comes from? I think it comes from a point where, okay, yeah, Uti makes a great point, Bana. I'm going to make Cape Town my base, and then whenever you guys need me, whatever, I'm willing to fly out to work on whatever project or do whatever show and all that. But I think what makes it even more of an advantage now is that the game is open. The game is as at its most open that it's ever been right now. Boy, in a TikTok platform, you could have 10 followers. I always say this. You could have like 10 followers and have the biggest song in the country. TikTok and Insta. Because just numbers now is they just get thrown around. The algorithm is it favors you if you're consistent and if you work hard. And so I think now we're able to, like, for example, I gained almost 1 million followers from the comfort of my bedroom, from just shooting videos in my bedroom. But andiphuma ndisiye eJozi ndifike ndidibane no Robot Boy, ndifike ndidibane no Pretty Ugly, like yo mna nami yila tswemo fethu sigcwele ngawe. Things like that is like, damn, the internet is a crazy space. So you could be at Gqeberha, you could be at Cholomga, you could be at Dutwa and still really be building your own base. The main thing here is investing in yourself. Whatever craft you're trying to push as a creative, get that equipment if you must. Get that equipment. That's all you need to do. enye nenye uzayifunda as time goes by from where you are. So uzixelela bafunge ndiqale ndithi bani ndiyodibana nobani. Iphupho lakho don't put in someone else's hand. Yeah. So I think the internet has now opened up this space yobana unga in your hometown, and I think that's why Tafaya, Lxndi, or Skelemu are able to really push properly even from their hometowns.
I remember when you learned, since you asked me about Lendo rap, I remember listening to Drake, Privileged Rappers, and it felt like he was speaking to me, and I'll tell you why. By the time I got into the competition, I was shortlisted. I literally had no songs out. Like if we technically speaking, I've never released a song because of that was SoundCloud. Do you get what I'm saying? I've never been registered at Samro and say, guys, I'm doing a tape on Dondon, but I was shortlisted to that. And even prior to that, I remember my friends were calling me out for this, like, hey, dog, because in my head, I wanted to start big. If you get what I'm saying. For instance, I bumped into Lamajita, I record with them. Okay, cool. Se record at the comfort of studio Saseskela. At the time, I remember who else was learning. Flower. If you know Flower was also rocking with us. Since looking was it was like, okay, cool. I found Umjita. Kubone nayo betayo don. It's better song, And Flower gave pretty weirdly enough. Well, it's not weirdly, but like he pushed. Because I'm seeing Gqeberha as a rapper and a producer. I'm like, the boy cooked because he stayed consistent with it. There was no excuses Gqeberha would produce Peter, even if nobody got fake, he'll drop the song, he'll rap on the song and release it. So around that time, I'm speaking to a privilege. Like I bump into a guy, Otiba, he wants to sign Umduabo. And then we don't do the paperwork, but I work with him. But this guy then takes me to some other guy called Krizo, a migrant, where OMT recorded his songs. I think Aries also recorded the land. It was Indlu. Like
Midrand. Most of the industry Midrand. Even Mapurisa were based in
Midrand. So Ulendo Khosi had like a bass partner where La Source was there, Tweezy was there. So Krizo, we were recording there, like hindsight, I was like, Tweezy was like on the next room, we were here with Krizo recording, but I always had excuses of like, I didn't like that beat, I didn't like it. So when the Privileged Rappers dropped, I was like, and my friends calling me, I was like, dog, you did like but you called me, I was like, you were not hungry enough, if we're being honest, when it comes to the rap shit. But I had to reconfigure a couple of stuff. Podcasting it is, radio it is, that's where we at. Let's speak about now the music project. Woo! The meaty stuff now. Okay, pause,
pause,
big pause,
pause.
Big pause,
And may I actually put a pause on that? Like pause.
Talanza sibambile ke nxa sibambile ngesilololo. Say my bro, my merch, bro, like my merch, like you see the quality, the stretchy quality. Even if you like, no bunga ifaka like we hand try, don't we good. That's all. Let's trash. But like I'm having a whole lot of fun, bro. And just coming back, we're gonna go into the merch. But before we get into the merch, let's address the elephant in the room. Let's walk the elephant in the room out. Album. Let's talk about that. Tape. Let's talk about that. Because of course you've been cooking the whole time, but right now, like what you putting your whole energy on is the tape. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Project. The name of the project. Okay. With your album. I like that you called it the album because that's how it's going to be understandable as. But it's actually a mixtape. The reason why it's a mixtape is because I feel like I've got more to offer sonically, even though the content and structure and how much I've put into it, to me it felt like an album.
It is an album.
And I treat it like an album. But I just wanted to make that clear. So the name of the project is Uhamba Nam. Yabo. Hamba Nam.
Walk with me.
Walk with me, go with me, journey with me. And I'm not only talking to people who consider themselves followers or fans or supporters, but also with God, saying, Tixo Zuhambe Nam. As I walk, wherever I go, well, go with me. So it's a very vulnerable piece of work, and I think that's where, as an artist, I haven't really touched. I've shown about, okay, I can rap very well. I can tell stories. I can touch hearts. I can hype. I can motivate. But I haven't really touched on authenticity to the T. And I think that's what I do on this project. And to me, I feel like it's the first of its kind. I don't think anything has ever come out of this. Anything like this has ever come out of Gqeberha. I might go and say even South Africa, but yeah, I'll let the people tell for that. For me, my intention is to make the first of its kind. And as someone who's never worked on a fully fledged project, I feel like this is the perfect way to introduce myself, to say, Bana, this is the type of artist I am as Lxndi. So yeah, Uhamba Nam is the journey. Journey with me and get to know who really is this guy.
You know what? I really love projects because prior to that, singles and like rap features and verses, it's like an exhibition of Italian. We tell now about like, okay, he raps, okay, he does this. But now we start to get like Lxndi in a very nuanced level. We start to, which is it's not a really easy thing to tap into, being vulnerable as a rapper. It's like, it's like walking naked, or like, it's okay, guys. Yeah, these are my flaws. These are my highs. These are my lows. These are the things. You think from this project, is gonna come out with that?
Most definitely. That's on my end. That's my intention. I'm not closed off to the idea that other people might interpret it in a different way. But for me, I feel this is where I wear my heart on my sleeve. There's a lot of information that I'm putting out there. There is a lot of explorations musically, type of vocals that you've never heard Lxndi sound like. First song in the intro already. I am trapping Gqeberha that's never been heard. Yeah, well, on a track called Udlala. Maybe you could hear snippets, go TikTok, go Insta. But already with that, and it's a shock factor, yeah, well, to go on. So yes, they're gonna hear a lot of new sounds, a lot of new information, a lot of new perspectives on how I see the world, and hopefully a lot of people can relate. Hopefully it may help them also on their own journeys, because I believe this is a testimony also from me to say, this is what I've been through, this is what I go through too. So sisonke, it's to say sisonke, and sitihamba nam, bandihamba nawe nam, yabo. So
I'm surprised by the level of depth you have just having the conversation outside of the pod.
Okay.
Because you know, like, what you put out, not to say like uzenza by hey guys like a clown or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, but like you don't come across as, because of course even what the industry wants commercially, the rap verses that you had in class, like we chilling or whatever, but then when you listen to songs, because the first time when I heard that, like, okay, he has it. When I heard conversations, I'm like, no, he has it. He can sit down and have the chop. He can tell you that. But of course, based on what commercially appeals, this is what we push. And then I'm glad this time is the right time for you to actually exhibit. But say, guys, Maske explore ke. Maske sihambeni, masicebuzeni.
Bone.
So they say masicebuzeni.
Maske sinyathelini. Apho mhlambe kungazange kunyathelwe khona. Yeah. I also don't know. I'm walking in the unknown. I'm just as terrified as everyone else, but there's some sure knowing on my end that I think I can share with other people.
And you know what I also like from you is like I really respect the guys who move. Like, and I know it's very cliche to say as brands. Like, that's what I'm a brand. Like, it's very cliche. I'm a brand, you know. But like, just like I'm using that word loosely to say like a person who says, I have system in place. This is who I work with. This is the type of colors I rock with. This is the spaces you're gonna find me. This is how my voice is. Like, I have like humongous respect for people like that. And also, it just stems from when I got invited by Usima to Lxndi event, I'm like, I like niggas who are serious. Like, and I'm not like, this is not a like I'm Zamajita in the Bay or whatever.
Okay.
But it's not a thing that you get often where but look, I'm gonna spend money, I'm gonna go to the venue, we're gonna sit down, we're going to explore what we have here. And then this is it. And also you have to think about it also, there's a level of you unlayering ezinye izinto because ikhona into yoba too cool. You see, when you start rocking a t-shirt yakho instead of like rocking like a namazi kulanda seveza la chest,
that's why rocker ASAP.
You know what I mean? When you start rocking your merch and saying like yemawethu enye nenye ingapha ya umna yilena,
I don't care who thinks what. At this point, and when you get to that point, nothing can stop you.
Nah.
Nothing.
You in that level now.
I'm at that point.
And niggas don't like that level.
They can't.
But why?
It's a syndrome that, and politics I really don't want to get into as far as the Bay is concerned. But as far as, and I think even Fabiano touched on this as well, like trying to be too cool for your art.
Umdu wenze itrack, fumaniseke la track, uyimixile kabuhlungu. You had sleepless nights, ne? And then ufike uzenze ku social. I'm done with that. I'm being vulnerable and I'm keeping it as real as it is. For example, my project, you can hear the pain, bro. You can hear the pain. Where you can hear bandin, but you can also hear the pain. You can hear the hunger. You can hear the happiness and the joy too. Yeah, well, I'm not hiding anything. Like I'm laying it out there, and I feel like a realness like that is something we're missing. And I'm willing not to be real like that.
Sacrificial lamb, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just the route that I want to take.
You know what I was thinking about when we had the conversation? There's a clip, I think one of like the jazz greats, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Miles Davis where he speaks about like, music is not something you can play with. It's a spiritual thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
He speaks about that. And that and I'm going to draw parallels, right? So you had the content thing and rap. So it's easier to drop a skit and not think too much about it and the consequences and the reactions to it. Fine. This route of a podcast or like radio, I can do a radio link then do, but the anxiety levels I have from like my rap verse or like what I pen down,
totally different.
It's totally different. It's total. That's why like I was drawing parallels. I'm like, Kulandi, singaphuma phandle sithi ba masenze skits. This drop him na ku Maverick show. Exactly. He's not even gonna mind it. Like he's like, okay, wait to fair to Nendo. But now he's gonna be asking me questions at night once he leaves the verse here.
Blitz. It's just another anyway, man. That's why I even like I like to just sit back and observe, and this is you even hear that in the project. There's also like that conscious observatory bone ba she boy yela kanene nje ubona that those types of songs where it's like kanene. So also there I'm being vague. Also the event that you were talking about, Ambanam listening session. I held that it was 2 weeks ago. No, last week.
No, that was last week.
Yeah.
That was last week Friday, wasn't it?
Well, boy, and the time flies, bro. But that's where the realness was. If mhlambi you've seen Lxndi with TikTok nandoni ubabe uhleli pha la listening session, bro, unozala wam bepha, for example, I cannot fake who I am.
Mama.
Yeah, I'm denza nje umzekelo.
No.
And she's the type to be like, nah, bro, you are faking. Like, why were you not being yourself or whatever? She's the type to have a convo and shit. So it's just things like that where I feel like as you as a way nangokubeni advertiser la event. I'm pretty sure people are like, "Hindoni listening session, kwenzwa ndoni kwi listening session. What are we listening to kanye kanye?" Because ayenziwa mostly we up pie. Bakhona abantu abazenza listening session, but inqabile. Yeah, so even with things like that, I think it's an opportunity to really meet people and network. Yeah, well, I knew that I was going to meet people. There's people who now I'm going to work with in the future because of events like that. So it's something that I really do recommend. Yeah, well, not just from Nafwe Alpamiam or whatever, but just in general. But let's interact, guys. Let's network. Masisapotane, masixhasane, because we all we got. That's a fact.
Bro, like people need to understand like the talent that we have here as the Bay needs to be nourished. It needs to be supported. It needs to be hard. So when it starts to flourish, the source is us. Because I remember some of my bros was like crying about Indoka Heavy K. If you guys remember, Heavy K used to hold his events at Lxndi during like Ipikake.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's still dope. But like during when he first came out, so I sent the events for Ipai, where you would find niggas will like go to the event, but like not pay for tickets, but rather be chilling outside in their cars. So it became a thing. Like I don't have to land. But then it speaks to the resentment thing I had. Like that's really my fear of like creating indoba abenguz zenzel because of they feel like the Bay wasn't there when I was doing that.
Yeah.
They weren't catching up to the wave when I was doing that. When now Pretoria embraces you, we like. What's a lapa? It's like no.
Hey, bawulandile lo ayivuza imikhunyu apha phambi kwami.
Exactly.
Ngicela ngolandile.
And also guys, just stop this whole thing of trying to humble like any creatives there too. But yeah, not to become too preachy, but that was just like a message I'm relaying in terms of like we really need to be on this frequency of if we had Vulans who decided about was our copy way against the listening session up. Let's show up.
Makes sense. Also on that note, are you interested in knowing when the project's actually dropping?
Yes. Of course, bruh.
Okay. It's on my birthday, 2nd of January, 2026. Yeah, well.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, well.
That's fire.
And I'll probably do another listening session. I want to do one in Cape Town, but I want to do a release party maybe here in PE again.
Do a release party.
And that on this time around, people can really redeem themselves.
Khululega.com. But yeah, definitely us as the Maverick Show, we are there. That goes without saying. That goes without saying. Merchandise. Let
me tell you something. There's only 2 of these that exist right now. And people, I'm still waiting. A lot of them have been placing orders, but until obviously the deposits come in, then we start pushing out the merch and all that. But I'm going to start making probably from next month. And then, yeah, I'll let the bros know. Black and white also. That's another thing. Black and white, and then sizes from small until quadruple XL. Can you know times 6? 6XL. Yeah, well, go 6 until 6XL.
It's your bro, bruh. We are podcasting together.
Excel pros, but yeah, I'll make sure y'all are covered.
Nah, that's easy, dog. Is there anything else that you feel like needs to be addressed?
Oh, in terms of the project?
No, just generally when Ezuland that you feel like we've left out.
Say again?
Even if it's the project.
Nah, I mean, there's nothing that I can think of right now, to be honest. I go was a ringer. But
so,
ban kamalaki lo ben ringa guy.
Hey, dog, it's a lot. I can't
It's
Aquila, Takisha is no play with you. Also, we need to address this thing. What type of comedian rocking up with the vest, trying to show his neighbor all the time? Stop playing with us.
That's the thing. I never said I'm a comedian.
No, but like you are making comedies.
That's what I'm saying. People took assumption that I'm a comedian. I was just a teenager with a phone who was creative.
But like we are obviously vest.
Of course, my vest in my loco. It's the acid brew in me.
It's the PSA, nigga.
It's the acid brew in me.
The
believing in the
captain, yeah.
The future life in water. You know what it is, bro. You gotta get out there. You gotta go do your thing.
Scheiß der Peasantsie. I said, no, we're gonna call it a wrap on a higher level. It's the Merrick Show. Yeah, this was a crazy one. Look out for the album, Hamanami, Walk With Us, Walk With Me. That's what he's saying. Merch is coming right soon. And yeah, ciao, man, my nigga. Incredible one. Sweet. Easy. We got one, yeah.